Schmeckel. Ready, here, Mitchell,
Here.
Cook. Here.
Here.
Keel.
Here.
Mill.
Here. Next pledge of allegiance. Minor. I pledge allegiance to the flag Well, Father, we can thank you for being here tonight. Going students and we have guys in that business. Amen. Okay, our next item is approval of absences. Here is no absences, so can I get a all in favor? Motion to accept that? Oh, okay. All in favor? Next will be public hearings. For the 2025 budget. Can I get a motion for that, please? I'll make a motion to end the public hearing for the 2025 budget. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Alton. I wrote down the proposed 2025 budget. Our budget has several different categories. There's parts for roads, parts for sewer, water, industrial part. The general fund is the big catch-all area. And since our last work session, I had to add into the general fund the remaining Hiawatha money that's going to carry over to next year, which was in the sum of $935,000. And so I had to add that to the revenue as well as add that to our expenditures. For those of you that haven't heard, the way I set the budget up, I try to keep our revenue lower than was predicted, and I try to keep our expense higher than what we will accomplish. For example, if we know that we're going to bring in $1 million in revenue, I normally set that at $750,000. And what happens, it has a teeter-totter effect. So by the end of the year, we normally end up putting some money back in the bank or try to come close. The village council can pass a budget that is not balanced. And very few councils can do that. But the village council can do that as long as they have money in their fund equity to cover that. Last year, they approved a budget that was, off the top of my head, I want to say around $500,000 or $550,000 over budget. Last time I checked, we were about even, meaning we made up that $500,000, and we are the additional revenue that we get minus additional expenses in the last 2 months will determine just where we're going to end up. But it's looking good for 2025. When you pass a budget, what you're passing is a total appropriations expenditures. So tonight, we're going to ask the council to approve a $2.9 million budget. And when you think about that, $2,968,950, $935,000 of that is Hiawatha grant money. So if you take that out, it would be closer to a $2 million budget. That's pretty much where this council normally stands if there's no grant money involved. So just for explanation too, money that's put into the sewer fund, for example, I can't take money out of the sewer fund and pay for let's just say something at the park, or I can't take sewer money and pay for water expenses. Once it goes into the categories, it has to stay there. whatever isn't spent in that category goes into their fund balance at the end of the year. So I have, reviewed this with, the council. I have ran it by our, accountant a couple times now. And I also have, went through it with the staff. And so if you have any questions regarding the budget, I would entertain, I would, be willing to answer them at the time.
Any questions for Ron on the budget? And public? No one has questions? I get a motion to adjourn the public hearing, please.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Can I get a second? All in favor? Very close. Okay, next item is approval of consent agenda.
I would like to, where it says approval of October 2024 sheriff report. The sheriff was unable to give us the report for October. We'll have 2 months next month on the agenda. So I'd like to strike that item from our agenda.
Okay, I get a motion with restricted item on approval of October 2024 sheriff report taken off. May I get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda with the known changes with the bills to be paid in the sum of $6,209.70.
Okay, got a first, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
First, second, any questions? If none? Roll call, please.
Ready? Yes. Medina,
Yeah.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Keyhoe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Blackout.
Yeah.
Thank you. You got, approval of regular agenda. May I get a motion for that, please?
I'll make a motion that we approve the regular agenda as written.
Got a first, can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Yeah, first, second, any questions? If not, all good there.
Aye.
Next item is manager.
I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Before we get going here, I'd like to introduce, Tracy Smith. Tracy Smith is our chamber director. She does an amazing job and she has something to share with us tonight.
Alvin, can you put this guy down, back up and let your finish?
So one of the things that we get to do in the chamber, which is very, personal to the chamber board and myself as the director, is to give award to, different members of the community, businesses and organizations. One of our awards that we, wanted to bring out at our, annual meeting, the person was not there to accept it. But it is our volunteer award called the Shining Star Award. And that is one that I personally get to choose because being the director, I'm the one that's in the office and I know who volunteers with us and how much each of them do. So I'm very happy tonight to give our Shining Star Award for 2024 to Kurt Keehan. It's on vacation. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, next turn, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Just a few updates. I don't have much to go over tonight, but At the, if you haven't driven by the, Salvo River Center, the pavilion's coming along nicely. Uh, it's, it's a big building. A big pavilion, and I think it's okay, you know, we have to do a little work now, and I'm getting that road set up and moving some mailboxes and yeah, with, like, I don't was, sort of happened like, on the Joey Dam, tips off, it's looking, have done a lot of got it on signal and getting asked that's, it's when it's done. Just to let you know, and Jim, I'll recall whether you're gonna cover this or I am, but for the master plan, all we have to do now is, and November's meeting or December meeting, excuse me, the plan commission has to hold a public hearing for the master plan. Right now, we're in that 63-day window that people can give input and read it and whatnot. So in December, or January, when the plan commission will make a recommendation to you to approve the master plan as written. So that'll be on the February agenda for it's the final. It's moving along. We're in that 63-day window where people are looking at it and asking questions and giving input and so enjoy it for a while. Blanchard, the clients are working on Wolves. They have Lake Street pretty much completed. I'll work on Fifth Street now. They when if you drive by at night, you see someone on a ladder working on the bathroom. Coming at night to look at, see what's on, what's off, and stuff like that. We're censored ransom, and you see someone working on it, and not doing anything mischievous or trying to fix some of the issues we have, but they've already taken care of quite a few of them. Our compost site says that we advertised that we're open through October. We're gonna keep our compost site open as long as the nature cooperates with us. We will not have any more dumpsters at this time. We were for 2 dumpsters this year, and people considering it for taking the brush in or like that. So we'll the Demetrius Street Industrial Bridge is starting to show some wear and tear, and I have a group that's going to come and look at that, but it's been barricaded off, and we have some caution there for some areas that might be a little questionable. So if people can continue to use it, just stay in the main areas, and we should be good to go. And I guess with that, that's all I have.
Any questions for Ron on his manager report? If not, we'll move on to public announcement, agenda items only, 2 minutes per speaker. Okay. If not, we'll move on to the next unfinished business. DPW report. 13.
Good evening, everyone. Just going to report on something in chat. They're continuing to weed pickup. We were able to get out twice last week, twice the week before, out today, and the guys were working in the missing rain and everything, all the way through town. They got all the leaves picked up from here. It's going to depend on Mother Nature now at this point. We have more to pick up on that. We completed the material inventory report that was declared for us on the water system by Eagle. Guys have been out last week. We're trimming more limbs up. We got some stuff along the trails a little bit too. All of the banners on the cement or the white post have been changed out. They're now currently back to fall banners and the veteran banners that we have. If you guys will remember back in summer, there was a weed control application that was done to the treatment ponds. And that required a 90-day waiting period before anything could be discharged and listed. that, time frame will be up on November 20th. And so at that point, we'll start looking at discharging as needed. And then Brian talked a little bit about the light poles. We did a test on 2 poles right now. We've got them out on the corner. Right here, one is orange, and the other one is green. They're LED changing poles. And we had them out there now for about 3 weeks. A lot of comments back. People think they look good. So we have 41 that just came in this morning that we'll be putting out. So if you got any suggestions on where you think it would look good. But they're just a remote control, we can change just about any color we want, so. From Shamrock route, we can add a whole street lit green if you want, so. Also along with the light bulb, also, last Thursday. Gary and Andrew went out and started taking apart some of the bases at the top, I guess you would call them. And found that what the problem is on a lot of them is, whether it's the movement, the wind, or the traffic, and what, it's cracking the insulator. So they've replaced some of those and repairing them as we go. And we'll order some more parts to keep on the end there. Any questions for me? Yes, sir.
There only one pole in our town.
What? 120, I believe.
I don't know, I counted all the burned out ones last year, there's 23 burned out ones.
They're not necessarily burned out.
And my other question is, I don't know, just like 4 or 5 years ago, we had the water tower painted. And for this paint job, it was like dirt and stuff on the bottom, we wanted a darker color. But now I look at the water tower, it's like, it's going green. So I don't know if, I guess we can tell you for the houses, they make green walking, rain walk, stuff off.
I believe it's on the agenda for this coming budget year, the back. No,
That's all, sir. Thank you.
thank you, and everybody good luck in your election tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next item is economic direct reports, Mr. Ferriello.
Good evening, everybody. I think you've had a bit of a long done, it hasn't there. It's economic development report is really short. The Community Economic Development Fellowship that we talked about last month and the month before, we've got about 15 applicants for that position at this point. I'd say roughly half of them are local and the other half are from outstate, downstate. I think one is from out of state. The deadline for that, if you know anybody that's interested, is November 18th to apply. You apply online at the CDM website and get with me, check with me. If you just Google CDM Fellowship, it'll take you right to where all the cities and villages that were granted the fellowship, and click on Roscommon, and it'll take you right to the what the job requirements, the expectations, pay, etc. And then you can apply right there at the website. So November 18th, if you know anybody that's interested in that. If you also remember earlier, we talked about the NSU Extension First Impressions Tourism Assessment that was commissioned by the County Economic Development Committee. And it was actually more than a year-long study of tourism in the county. If you remember, they did a report, one right here for each of the 3 large communities, lake communities in Roscommon County. And they had their final countywide recommendation about 2 weeks ago, or 1 week ago, in Markey Township. And in general, the recommendation is what they're suggesting to us as a loop concept. The 3 chambers of commerce are St. Helen, Roscommon, Lake Roscommon, and Colton Lake chambers are getting together, and they're going to run with this loop concept. They'll probably give it a name more so than just the loop, but the idea is to keep, if you come to Roscommon County for a day, And your vacation is 3 days. Let's keep them in our community for 3 days. Visiting Bolton Lake, Higgins Lake, Ross County, and St. Helen area. As part of that, there's a concept that the chamber directors are discussing by putting I hope I get this right, Tracy, a fish statue in each community, like a selfie opportunity and kind of some informational sorts of things. So which fish do you think St. Helens going to choose? Which fish do you think Houghton Lake is going to choose? Wally the walleye, something about it. Walleye. And here's the tough part. What is Higgins Lake and the village of Ross County? They each have their own fish. Mr. Shell was his answer. Brown trout, rainbow trout. Brown trout and a lake trout of some sort. That is all in discussion stage at this point. That this is something that you would like to give input into. Please contact Tracy from our local chamber of commerce. She will represent us in this endeavor, a countywide endeavor, in trying to promote people staying in the loop. And I couldn't say exactly what roads include the loop, but basically, if you
Or outline a loop around the county. And then the map will have things coming from.
to different county, determining county assets. So, Higgins Lake is an asset, or this particular restaurant might be an asset, or the piano shop might be an asset. And so, it's a really neat concept. It was recommended from the outside, out of the county group. So we'll see how that develops. And lastly, keeping this short, the Downtown Development Authority, BDA, is, and this is later on in your agenda, but Ron and I interviewed, we do this every year, we interviewed 2 senior students from Ross County High School to serve on the BDA. And this year, Elise Sherman, niece of Lance Sherman, and actually son of Jason Sherman and his wife, and then Jacob Zabel, referring to one young man and one young lady that we thought were deserving to serve the EDA and give input from the teenagers' perspective. What question, Mike?
Talking about the fish. Okay, the brown trout, the invasive species, they were brought here in the 1880s. And they have been blamed for eliminating grayling. They eat grayling. But the native fish in Ross County,
Brook trout.
yeah.
That was the one that we're planning for here in town.
Yeah.
And then Higgins Lake will have their own fish.
Yeah, they had whitefish on the fish that I found stock in like in 1874, I think. They were stocking whitefish on it.
So brown trout is invasive.
Yeah, they would have been doing, after they caught all the grayling, like, they started stocking brown trout, they put like 50,000 in down in Big Creek. There's a DNR guy that also had the theory that they ate the grayling. So what was left was,
So if brown trout have been here 100 years, I'm not getting the old trout.
Oh, man.
They're not native. Or they are native.
Just a comment on that whole program. When they first did this survey or assessment, they came and they spent 4 nights, 5 days in the county, and there were 5 of them. And they gave us a recommendation like 6 months later on things that we thought we should do and stuff they thought we should do. And last week when we had our meeting, that's common, Higgins Lake has already added the tap room at the Silver Dollar. We have a brewery coming in downtown. Both of those things were on that list. And then new events, and since they had been here, we've done the Shamrock Drive, the kids' night out. So they said we needed to add events, and then there was more dining options, which we've added those on. So they were really impressed that Ross Common is jumping on and doing what they suggested. So I think we've already got a good start on that.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Okay, next item is Hiawatha Park project update, Mr. Alden.
Things are moving right along, Hiawatha project, the gazebo is going to be delivered. They will be installing that gazebo the next 5 to 7 days, so that will be, done here within a week. They're hoping by the end of the week, we're ready to, have the blacktop all paved in there, have that set to go. Next week, next Thursday, I want to say it is, the clinic launch is going to be delivered. They are not going to install it this fall yet. They're going to wait because the water level changes so much. They want to wait to install it when it's the river's high. Normally it's in the spring, so they'll get to that spring. So moving right along, and you're going to start seeing some things going up. The bathroom there, they have the foundation all set. They're going to start pouring the walls and getting that ready to go, and they're hoping to work on that throughout the fall and winter to have it all wired up in the fall. So again, it's moving along nicely, and I want to thank Jay Shepke and his crew for doing a wonderful job so far.
Any questions for Ron on the Hiawatha? If not, we'll move on to Village of Roscommon Social District Resolution. We're looking for a motion of.
Yeah, so if you remember, if you have any questions, you have this one with all of that information, the share with us.
So for motion, the social district resolution of the Village of Roscommon as written.
I make the motion to approve the social district resolution for the Village of Roscommon as written.
I'll second.
Got a first, second, any questions? If none, roll call please.
Medina,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Sprinkle,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Tony, yes, and Miller.
Yes. Our next item will be 2025 village budget resolution adoption.
The resolution was in your packets, and it's gonna ask you to approve the budget for $2,968,950 for the 2025 Village of Rock County year.
Can I get a motion to approve the 2025 village of Roscommon budget of $2,968,950?
So I make the motion to approve the 2025 Village of Roscommon budget of $2,968,950.
The first, take a second, please.
I'll second.
Yeah, first, second, any discussion? If not, roll call please.
Schmeckle,
Yes.
Ready, yes, Bishop,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Medina,
Yeah.
Keel,
Yes.
and Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next item is the 2025 millage levy approval.
Okay, our the village currently has a 9.8 mils for a general fund and 2.5 mils for a sewer fund debt. Those mills levy are up for approval again this year. They are not going to be last year. They will remain the same. It was 9.8 mils for the general fund and 2.5 mils for the sewer bond debt.
Again, motion to approve the 9.8 mils for general fund and 2.5 mils for sewer bond.
I make the motion. I make the motion to approve the 9.8 mils for the general fund and 2.5 mils for the sewer side.
Okay, first, can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Yeah, first, second, any discussion?
I just like to say that several years ago, we had an expert, I guess that's what we said, was a financial professional here who I'm very sent right there. And he explained to the council
that previous councils had not raised our water and sewer rates. They didn't want to do it, so we were looking at possibly reneging on these bonds. And so we voted to set a constant increase over a period of years. And people couldn't understand why the rates were going up. Well, that's the reason we have to be able to pay. It's just like a bank loan on your car or something else. You have to pay the loan or they'll take your car. And so we did that. I just didn't want to explain it to him. May haven't forgotten it, but it's been forgotten, you know. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So, okay, that's all I can say.
And I just have a question, are these expiring, do they expire at a certain point,
I
or?
want to say it's 2036 or 2038. And what happened when that study was done that Pam was referring to, we were so behind on, catching up to the interest rates and such. Originally that, the water was going up 14% and the sewer was going up 11%. So now with that study being done, we're down to annually 3% for water, 1.75 for sewer. So we're at the lowest point of increase that they recommend.
Thank you. Any other questions on the levy? If not, roll call please.
Miller,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes,
Medina,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Tony. Yes. Hook,
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Your next item will be authorized of the village assessor and treasurer to collect to assess the tax roll, levies to the tax roll, like taxes.
Okay, basically that's saying now that you approve those levies, those mills, that you're gonna authorize the assessor to assess at that rate, and you're gonna also allow the treasurer to collect in that same rate as well.
but the assessor is the township section, the levy section.
We do the townships.
Right, I know that, but I just want to point that out. We did used to have an assessor who did nothing. Then there was some people that ran for the office. They got elected with one vote, but we didn't have an assessor. So it was finally eliminated. Okay, yes, the township assessor, Chris Burrow, so thank you.
Okay, you have a motion to authorize the village assessor and village treasurer to apply the levy to the tax roll and direct the treasurer to collect some tax.
Does it need to be the township or something?
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, that's assessor. Covers the entire Higgins Township, which the village is.
Well, I'll make the motion to authorize the village assessor and the village treasurer to apply the levies to the tax roll and to direct the treasurer to collect such taxes.
Got a first, take a second, please.
I'll second.
Got a first, second, any questions? If not, roll call.
Fisher,
Yes,
Brody. Yes. Michael.
Yes.
Hook,
Yes.
Medina,
yes,
Miller,
Yes.
Keel.
Yes. Okay, next item will be village president pay.
For the 2024 year, the village president was paid $225 a month. That is broken down into $150 for performing the duties and $112.50 for attending the meeting. So, if you want to, we have to review this annually. So when you review this annually, you have to serve with the previous pay that council pay and special meeting pay. So, I guess I'll entertain a motion in regards to the president pay.
Okay, your motion to set the village president pay.
I'll make a motion to leave it as it is. Without any decrease in.
Got a first, take a second, please.
I'll second that.
Got a first, second, any discussion? If none, roll call please.
Cook,
Yes.
Miller.
Yeah.
Ready? Yes. Mitchell.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yes.
Medina.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. The next item will be council pay.
Current year council members have, were paid $175 per month. That's broken down at $87.50 per month for their performance duties and $87.50 a month for the meetings that they attend.
Can I get a motion to set the council pay, please?
I make the motion to set the council pay at $179 for performing the duties and attending village council meetings for 2025.
I got a first, can I get a second, please? I'll second that. Got a first and second, any discussion? If not, roll call please.
Ready? Yes. Medina.
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yes.
Mule.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Next will be special meetings.
From time to time, we have a special meeting. Normally, we have one or two a year. For those special meetings, each council member in attendance receives $25 per meeting. And well, that's what the pay is set up right now. So I entertain a motion if you want to keep that the same or raise that for the 2025 year.
Can I get a motion to accept the special council pay? Meeting pay.
I make the motion to set the pay for attending a special council meeting is $25.
I got a first, can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
I got a first, second, any discussion? If none, roll call please.
Michael.
Yes.
Ready? Yes. Bishop.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Tino.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Next item is new business, vegetation plan review, Alden.
For redevelopment, serve the community award that we have, renewing some of our policies, making sure they don't cut dust, and reviewing them once or twice a year. So I have sent you a copy of our public participation plan, and I would entertain a motion to approve it.
Can I get a motion to approve the plan as written?
Make the motion to approve cross common certification fees.
I got a first, can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Got a first and second, any discussion? Tony?
I just want to say that I'm going to be voting no on this, not because I'm making a plan. I think it's a great plan, but we're not following it like we should. We're kind of actually doing less than what we started out here. Yeah, that's not with something I've been bringing up, and I've been on council for 4 years now with social media. The social media will update audience about this progress. Distribute meeting notifications. Solicit feedback from from surveys, knowledge journal comments, and our journaling engage and inform the public. I feel we only do about half that. And another issue I brought up is we have that phone system, that automatic dialing system. It comes up with a 1-800 number or something like that. People may not be answering that. And I don't know when the last time we updated phone numbers are, man. It says the mobile communications, the mobile phone texting reaches a wide audience. Young adults are more likely to communicate with cell phone and text other than traditional media sources. So the village of Roscommon will research cell phone and texting options to increase communication with the public. Those plans have been in effect since July 2019, and I did not recall any kind of research on the text messages or any efforts to put that in place. And then mentioned a survey. They, the event satisfaction survey will be used at each public meeting. Results will be analyzed and keeping records of participation, including type of communication used. But anyway, this says the survey. Maybe somebody from the audience that will comment wants to share some of these and answer some of these questions. And says, how did you hear about this event? Was this event held at a convenient, was this event held at a convenient location and time? If not, what time or location would have been good for you? If you enjoyed the event, are you glad that you came? And then it said to ensure the methods are effective, the public participation plan will be reviewed annually and updated when necessary. Methods that have failed will not be removed from the public participation plan, but will be reviewed and documented so the same mistake will not be made in the future. The village clerk will compile and present the data to the village council and suggestions for actions. The results will identify strengths and weaknesses and allow village staff to maximize outreach. So, in my opinion, we're just kind of approving this and approving that we need to be happy and there's just another one of the policies that we just can. That's why we're going on. It's a great plan. So it's not following it.
Any other comments? If not, we got a first, second. Got your roll call, please. Miller? Yes. Official?
Yeah,
Medina?
No,
Keel?
yes.
Buddy?
Yes.
Cook?
Yeah.
Steckel?
Yes.
Your next item will be capital improvement plan review.
okay, I gave you a copy of our, food plan, as you know, every year we have a plan, and this one here. This is just a former review. We can take action on this, at the December, council meeting. If you have, additional suggestions or ideas and such, go ahead and email those to me so I can, look at those to give back what we need, but, this is just for your review.
Okay, any questions for capital improvement, with Ron, on review production? If not, we will move on to the next one. Planning Commission 24 annual report.
As you know, every year, the planning commission has to, do an annual report, submit that to the state. John Dixon and Jim Perry also worked very hard on putting together annual report, Village Ross Common. Hope you had a chance to kind of read through this, but it does outline some of the areas that they focus on this year, some of the different areas in Banquet Road. And kind of it sets a tone for closing out a year and sets the agenda for the following year. So the planning commission's 2024 annual report.
Okay, then motion to approve the Planning Commission 2024 annual report, please.
I make the motion to approve the 2024 Roscommon Planning Commission annual report as written.
Okay, first, give me a second, please.
I'll second.
Okay, first and second, any questions? Tony?
I just wanna, I kind of missed my opportunity in the consent agenda because I was reading finally I got my complaint back and we'll go with back in 2 days later. But I noticed this says in here, Shepherd Consulting, a new business was approved to build a coal barn in the village industrial park. When the Jim left, he says in here, if you references that, because I referenced that in one of my emails several months ago, that this project started in February of 24 and still doesn't have any approval or permit. So the building inspector says no approval for it, planning commission doesn't approve to build a coal barn. Then this building inspector guy's all over the place. He's asking for more money, if you don't even need. He's a prick. I'll tell it like it is.
Thank you for your comments.
Took him 72 days to get this to me, and he still doesn't answer my questions, and, you know, he could have told me that the very first day I brought this up. I'm just saying, you got,
And it's not the part we're reviewing right here, please.
I'm just saying,
Moving on
it's
to
in the planning,
Jim Letts, please take it up with Jim Letts.
he doesn't get back with me. He don't answer his phone.
Okay, sir. I have a motion on the board. Can we complete that? We got first, second, any more comments? If not, roll call please. Right.
Yes. Schmeckel.
Yes.
Medina.
No.
Miller.
Yeah.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Beagle.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
The next item will Fleece and Van Brick 440-11 USDA sewer improvement of $12,610.
Okay, this is the wastewater improvement, the USDA permit that we're still working on. We're near completion. I want to say we're down to the last probably $50,000-$60,000 left in this project. This year is again grant money to be paid out the Fleece and Van Brick for the sum of $12,610.
May I get a motion to approve paying Fleece and Van Brick the sum of $12,610 for sewer improvements?
I'll make a motion to approve payment to Fleece and Vandenbrink for sewer improvements of $12,610.
Yeah, first, can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Got a first, second, any discussion? Excuse me. If not, we'll move on to roll call, please.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Schmeckel.
Yes.
Beagle.
Yes.
Woody. Yes. And Miller.
Yes. The next item is Village of Roscommon Library Board Representative Anthony Gonzalez.
Anthony has been, the board rep for the last 3 years. I reached out to Anthony, asked him about his, a term that's gonna expire here. And he said he really enjoyed serving, on that board, and he would like to do so for an additional 3-year term. And so, Anthony gave me, sent me an email indicating that, and so I'd like to nominate, Anthony so for, the village rep on, Roscommon, Library Board.
Also. Yeah, make one. Oh, sorry. So I'm looking for a motion to put Anthony to the Roscommon Village Library Board. Okay, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Yeah, first, second, any discussion?
Yeah.
Dave,
Anthony took my place on the board until 3 years ago, or seemed to fun that. He, I recommended him because he's young, he's young, and he's the computer guy, and that's exactly what we needed at the library. And I was obviously, you know, out of touch with a lot of people, and the library board itself has been out of touch with a lot of people because of age. I mean, I'm speaking about age. I was probably the oldest person on the board, but there were a lot of other ones too. And then Anthony came along, and he's done a tremendous job, and that's why I'm glad to have him, you know, re-up. Okay, that's all I have to say.
any more discussion on Anthony for the Roscommon Library Board? If not, roll call, please.
Schmeckel.
Yes.
Woody. Yes. Fisher.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Beagle.
Yes.
And Miller.
Yeah. Next item will be DDA student representatives.
Roscommon Downtown, Development Authority is one of 2 DDAs in the state that I'm aware of that, actually have, student representatives serving on the board. This is will be our 3rd and 4th year of doing this. Jim Farrell had mentioned how we went out every year making interviews and switch, and Elise Sherman, we would nominate as a senior representative, and in her absence, Jacob Zibble will be the, alternative. Two, very active, outstanding, kids. Matter of fact, Jacob took a little bit of loyalty, the one who go give a strong king at homecoming, and but two fine kids, they will do a wonderful job.
Can I get a motion to approve the DDA student representatives? Jason Jacob.
I make the motion to appoint Elise Sherman as our student representative to the downtown Marine Board, and Jacob Seibel to serve as our DDA student alternate.
Can I get a second on it, please?
I'll second that.
Yeah, first, second, any discussion? If not, that can be a simple one. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item will be village sound system.
Okay, I had an opportunity to reach out and talk to Anthony Gasol from Patrick Computer Repair, and as well as Chris Fisher from Kodiak. I think last month I gave you invoices, what it costs to have a 12 mic system or a 16 mic system. If I recall off the top of my head, a 12 mic system where everyone would have a microphone and sharing, it would be $1,300–$1,400. The 16 mic system would be $1,600 to $1,800. Anthony and I spent some time talking about that, and I told Anthony I want to try to eliminate the human error as much as possible. When we have microphones, it's still, and I'm not speaking directly in this the way it is designed for, but not everyone feels comfortable talking in a microphone like this. So he went and researched that a bit, and what he is suggesting is we can put up something that looks like a sound bar, 2 foot long, and suspend it from the ceiling. When we turn the computer on and start to click on, and it will pick up, all of our voices. It'll pick up people in the crowd if they're talking or asking questions and such. But it's kind of like a surround sound microphone. This system is user friendly. It's something that if something in that line isn't picking up, it's something that will come with a mixer system. You can tune in some noises, or if certain individuals in the area have a softer voice, you can turn it up and do different things. But it eliminates the microphones and puts everything up there. The company who he reached out to specializes in conference room presentations. It is a little more costly. It runs around $4,000, $3,800 to $4,000. But Anthony is convinced that when we bought this system here, we didn't break the bank doing it. It was $247. But we just wanted to, as we're getting into recording our meeting, we just wanted to have an idea what it looks like. And so he would recommend that council consider getting that ceiling mounted microphone system for the village hall here to help us with our sound in for our meetings.
Any questions for Ron on the village sound system?
With Ron, would that come with a trial period where we could put that in and let's say it was on a peripheral, it didn't meet our, it didn't work. That
This is nothing that has been passed tonight. That's a good question. And I would be glad to talk to Anthony about it and see what type of figure you want here or whatever, come with this. The invoice that I have, this basically itemizes the parts and labor, doesn't tell what anything else. The estimate, oh no, that says the estimate's going to be 30 days, but again, anyway, I'd be glad to bring that bring that up to your question, that.
That's $4,000, have it down PRD.
I noticed I watched back last month's, that the audience actually sounded really clear, so whatever microphone, eyeball picking up, did a really good job. So regardless, I don't think that we need to worry about like using any microphones, whatever moving forward, because that might do the job.
Okay, any more questions for Rob? But I guess adding on to that, then, would that be synchronized with this speaker? That's another question. If you don't,
Yes,
that would tie in.
when he said it was synchronized with your computer that we report on.
I mean, that microphone that's on the eyeball with that.
It currently is, so I'm gonna believe that it would still. So, but again,
Maybe that bar will pick up Godwin's as well as that.
I did ask him, so this is saying, put that bar over the ceiling, that little projector there, got a little fan. We have some heat truss up there, those click on. How much of that, you can hear when you're gonna meld out the conversation again, and he says, we could get this set up so the mixer could eliminate, a lot of that sound and just kind of focus on more areas and tones.
So, if no more questions, we're gonna move on to general fund transfer.
If you recall last month, the council approved a transfer of funds from our general fund, into our parks, account for $140,000 to pay bills. And, with this Hiawatha project, one of the concerns that we've had since the get-go is when the contractor submits their pay requests to me, I take that, I give that to our project manager, which is Lisa Vanford. They go through everything to make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and everything that the construction crew has down on that form that should have been performed and completed and whatnot. Once they get that, it goes to our grant administrator to make sure that all the companies they use and the pay amounts are all accurate, and they double check it. From a grant administrator, it goes on to MEDC. They review it again. They sign off on it and then send it back to me. Once it comes back to me, then we can go ahead and pay the contractor. And then once we pay the contractor, we have to send evidence, copies of checks and whatnot back to MEDC for reimbursement. Once MEDC receives that money, it'll take 30 to 60 days for them to reimburse the district for that payment to the contract. I questioned several months ago that process, because once everyone has okayed it, how come the money just isn't going to be sent our way? Other grants that we have had, once everything's been approved, they will send the money to us. We have so many days to disperse that money, and then we have to show evidence that we haven't done that. The system we have now, in any given month, you can get 3 different payoffs. And the last one was, I think, 179,000. This one's 179,000. Who knows how much the next one's gonna be? Meaning we could break the bank because we still haven't been reimbursed from MEDC yet. So, so this transfer of fund, what I'm trying to do is to get MEDC, once they approve the funds, when they send the grant application back to us, have the money come with it. We will then make the payment. We'll send them evidence of payment. It's not like we can hide that money, but at least it's not being set on somewhere, and then in the meantime, we have to keep going at every council meeting and keep transferring money from our general fund rule. The general fund only has so much money, any over a couple of months, when you think about, 30, 60 days, it would put a big dent in our general fund if not drain it. So, I don't wanna get into that situation, so I need to, work on with MEDC that we have to switch this process. And one way of doing that is, maybe not every general fund transfer that comes in front of the council is approved.
Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to allow the village clerk to transfer $180,000 from 101-00390-000 general fund balance to the 101-265-978-000 general fund part plan law.
I'll make that motion.
I got a first, I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a first, second, any discussion? If not, roll call please.
Bishop,
Yes.
Ruddy, no. Echo. No. Cool. No. Medina,
Yeah.
Miller,
No.
Keel.
No.
No.
Okay, next item. Motion has failed. Number 8, discussion item. Anybody got a discussion on this?
For council members?
Just discussion items, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll go back to, line item 7, the Round Town participation plan. When I read through that, excuse me, I think Tony brings up a couple of good points on it. And it's probably worth looking into. Maybe have some of the staff take a look at that and what can we do? To maybe further, implement that. There's some good things in there, especially some of the, that survey that was on the several blocks, every blocks, where we could get some feedback. We've had some great events in the past couple of years in Ross County. And we get some informal feedback, I think, as individuals, we might hear things, or some, folks might talk about it in a group. But it wouldn't hurt to something as simple as maybe having some of those surveys available when people sign in. And let's get some feedback from the community. And then see what folks say, right? It's we don't want to look at a project and have it be a reach called eyewash in the military, right? Put something out there to look at. But we can always improve on project on an item, and that's probably one area that do improve a little better. That's definitely.
Yeah, it's something to say that, just 1 second, because I do have the survey, and I keep them right here. And we had those out for about 2 years.
If I can answer that, we had a QR code on this when people would sign in. We just don't know what happened to it, and I never noticed that it was gone.
But I was like, no, we never built them. So, and I'll put them back out there, down my ear.
Yeah,
And that's when you know,
maybe that's
nobody said my ear.
after the month. Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
Where we have the meeting.
Yeah.
Beneficial to put that QR on the Facebook page after about, like, for the specific event that was just taking place.
Because I'm a guy in the block, so I don't know some of the history either, so, but it might be good to reinvigorate some of that. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna bring up how they used to have the surveys out there. But too, when we have the surveys out there, we'll take 2 people in the audience. For already and increase.
Yeah.
How do you bring up the QR code, even if you do like a poster, or people just scan, I'm not like, the QR code, I think people use them, nothing but scan on that. I give Dan Scout credit, he was kind of pushing the technology and kind of pushing that kind of stuff. They can get encouraging people, like, They've mentioned a few times in the meeting, don't forget to fill out the, Candy QR code.
Mine.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll move on to number 9, public acknowledgement, 2 minutes per speaker. Anybody? Someone got tricked by yes.
I already said what I.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Should I go to the podium?
Yes, ma'am.
Or at least grab the.
Sorry.
Oh, there's IT involved. Hello, good evening. My name is Louise Max. I'm with Circle Power. Joining in response to the questions I found out about the meeting from your website. I enjoyed myself and I'm very glad that I came. We are developing a solar project in Higgins Township outside of the village boundaries, but of course you are all Higgins Township residents. And so I wanted to introduce myself, establish a line of communication. And answer any questions you might have this evening, if you wanted to use this free time to ask them. I would also offer that if the board would like, the board can have to return and give a presentation on the project and share what we know so far in December or January. Any questions for me?
Yes, right here, one minute. It's okay.
Is that okay?
So I've recently found out about Circle Power and big solar and what we're kind of planning on doing. I just don't think there's enough questions being asked about it. I've been here, I own property here, I live now in the state. I own property and a family cabin very near where I heard this project going in. I think I know it's DNR and or township and not village. But I'm just told to come here that your people would be here. I just have a lot of questions. Where? And
Yeah.
number one's where. Number two, why? Why are we cutting out forest here? I've been coming to this area since I've been born, 48 years. I'm very familiar with Jack Pine Forest. Harbors the Kirtland Warbler, which was, I believe, at one point almost extinct, and now it's no longer, but it still harbors them. Since I've been a kid, I hiked these forests, I hunted these forests, and they deforest them, and then they replant them all around our cabin, which is probably a stone throw from the DNR airport, which is very near where I'm getting the 103, Robinson Lake, M18.
Yeah.
I just feel that if we're gonna move, this goes beyond just a little village here in Michigan. I know there's stuff going on in the UP right now, but to cut down forests for solar panels, it's just completely foolish in my opinion. Completely. Michigan, let alone northern Michigan, is going to be cloudy until Lake Michigan freezes. We just entered cloudy season. We saw it today. Welcome to cloudy season. I may see you in February if Lake Michigan freezes. And then, I have pictures of myself back in the 80s, how much snow we can get here. Granted, snow is not been like that. 10 years ago it was. What happens when this? And then another concern is the money, what people talk about goes to the village. I would like to see it. I'd like the other people to want to see it that live in this county, pay taxes in this county, and all over northern Michigan, wherever Circle Power is going to go. Taking over a cornfield is one thing, okay? But to cut down a forest, it just to me seems like big money going somewhere that I don't feel. That's just me, but I'm sure others would feel if they knew more about it. And I guess lastly, it's just why is Roscoe? And I know this has to do with more commissioner in county. It does, but
it actually doesn't
no.
have to do really anything with the county. And I'm happy you raised some of those questions. You covered a lot of ground there. I think if we were to go over all of it, we would be here for a few hours, and I'm happy to talk with you offline. I'm also happy to return and talk to the council about some of the things that you raised, if that is what you'd like, and some other topics as well. So let me just talk first and foremost about process. So with PA 233, this past, couple of years ago, last year, which may take about, we're not sure yet. There's an opportunity to permit this project at the Michigan Public Service Commission. We do not want to do that. We would like to work locally with Higgins Township, which has zoning authority over this area, and seek a special use permit. So I know that there has been some concern that perhaps this is happening at the county level, that there has not been transparency. But in fact, the process is clearly, I just started going to Higgins Township meetings a couple of months ago. We got our final option from the Michigan DNR in March, and we spent the summer kind of doing the groundwork so that we can figure out what the project footprint is actually going to be. We do not have that yet. Part of the reason we don't have that is because we wanted to come and talk with folks before we put forth a map for people to react to. It won't be a final map, but it will be our best guess of what we think might be a good fit. And in the meantime, I wanted to reach out and start getting to know some folks. It will either be Higgins Township or the Michigan Public Service Commission that permits the project. Because Higgins Township is self-zoned, they are the ones that will have authority. And so the village, although very close to going forward, will not. But I still want to again give you the opportunity to learn more about the project, because they know the trails matter, the forests matter, tourism matters, all part and parcel of what it is to be here. And I want to be responsible for that. So I would be happy to talk with you offline about why solar is effective. I would be happy to come and return and give a presentation about what we know in December or January too. Yeah. Thank you.
I just have one question. Am I hearing you right in saying that either Higgins will pass it or you'll just go and use the other Michigan resource to get it passed? Like, am I hearing you say one way or another we're doing this project?
No. We would like to work with Higgins Township and see how that goes. In general, we like to propose projects that are a good fit for the community. You're proposing to co-locate this with Conservation Airport and some parcels on either side of I-65. And to work with the trails folks to make sure that we're preserving that experience and possibly offering amenities to the community that are even going to improve that experience. That's part of the reason I was here tonight. This is an excellent opportunity to get to know you and what your priorities are and things you can focus on. And we want to build a product that's way forward. The MPSC option, I don't know what's going on. The law hasn't even taken. You've been following it. But in general, we want to build relationships with folks in the community, and that is how we would like to build a project. We're going to be here for a long time. This is a long-term proposition, and so we like to go. But we have relationships with folks.
Thank you.
So I'll give you credit for coming out and discussing it, presenting folks. I don't know if you're familiar with the military base or the Camp Grayling military base and a significant amount of opposition that they received from a number of us. I'll say a number of us because I'm one of the individuals in opposition to it. So the more transparent you are and the more information you bring forward will help your case. But the people in Northern Michigan can come together when necessary and can really put together a roadblock, I guess I would say, right? And so if you're familiar with the Camp Grayling one, you know.
It was a little early, actually. It was a couple of years before we had our final footprint. When I was reading the news, and huge news, statewide news, really about that. And I was reading the concerns and the resolutions that the villages and the townships were moving forward. We really do like to be transparent, we like to be present, and I commit to being here as often as you're willing to help me. So, and believe it or not, I'm from a town that's smaller than this. I live in the Keweenaw Peninsula in the upper peninsula town of that. So I know well how
We can band together.
I actually served on the Calumet Village Council. It was not as good with the tech, but it's the same room that they've been using since the 1880s, which was kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. We do not have matching polo shirts. We love that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more comments? We'll move on to council comments, Mr. Medina.
Yeah, well, I received a letter, mail, I think everybody did, in the area from the post office, from the mail, from non-postal stuff, you know, I got a check that was needed from July 19th. But this month, I got received my water bill on Saturday, November 2nd. About the earliest, I've been my water bill for a year. And hopefully the problem is behind us, the post office, people are very getting the bill, and that's, yeah, hopefully we'll have 27% water bill, whatever.
Actually, we had three come back today.
No, it's not over.
Come back, listen. Something they did, nothing wrong with it. They took them back, we're like, why would these come back? No clue. Got it. Don't came back.
We're making progress.
Maureen,
Yeah.
Maureen, do you have any council comments?
I would just like to say, I knew that our village was working hard and Ron and all of your efforts. But to hear Tracy list everything that we've done this past year, I say we, but the village has done, it's very exciting, very encouraging. So I think it's something to celebrate.
Mr. Official? Okay, this looks like it could be Angela's last meeting, right? Well, thank you, Angela. You've done a tremendous job. I know I'm going to miss you, and I think the whole council will. This has been a great council, compared to others, and I'm sure to follow. I'd like to compliment the council site people. They've done a great job up there this summer. I go up there several times a day with the dog and wave at them, and they're always, you know, I'm happy to see. And I mentioned about Anthony at the library. He teaches cell phone classes. And you know how difficult it is for a person my age to understand cell phones and never had any training in it. I go to nuts. And he teaches. I've only been able to get there for one of his classes, but my God, I walked away with a wealth of knowledge. You know, just that one class. So he's providing a service there that, like, I couldn't have provided that service had I stayed on that board. And then one more thing, Kurt, I like to make a joke out of your appointment. You got that for a reason. You burned the candle with both hands.
I just want to say thank you to the people. It's nice to see an increase in people attending meetings. I've been missing Angela, it's been served people. And congratulations, Code, on your shining star award. Code, thank you to DPW for your lead pickup. That's a lot of guys. Thank you.
Mrs. Cook.
Hi. It's been an honor to serve on this council. And this room itself looks a lot different than we did 4 years ago when I joined the council, and the village on the whole looks much different. And it's been pretty cool to be part of it through this amazing growth and transformation period. And completely honor the voting public.
Shining award.
Can't top that one. No, I'll wanna let Doug know. With the guys, you've got a great team coming into. And they do really good work down by the alleyway next to our building. By the tracks one morning early before daylight, and they were out there working on the lights because they have to do it at night. They don't want it dark. And they found out that along the tracks, you can look down the tracks and you can see half a dozen more, you know, that are out down there. And it looks like where those are tracking, maybe the vibration from the drain, you know, doing that what they have troubleshoot in. And they're looking into some possibilities. What can they do to burn those up and stick them in mounts and maybe try to help reduce that vibration. But yeah, thank you for them. You know, they're out there working. They have to work different hours, right? Or come in early or stay late. So thanks to your.
Can I add to that? Maybe And I don't give them a method, but you know, it's got whole pools and there's a lot of vibration with the instrumentation in that. And so, oh my, that's something,
I talked to them about isolators. to
Yeah,
see if
yeah,
they're-
yeah,
Isolation.
Yeah.
Vibration absorption.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we use a lot of them. And so,
yeah, some type of isolator, insulator of sorts that might absorb some of that vibration, help reduce cracking on those fixtures.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I would like to say thank you, Angela, for your time you spent on the council. You spearheaded our marijuana ordinance that it took forever to do.
Lacy.
You helped out the planning commission, you stepped up on that end. You accepted some other role. The funeral road, I think you set the throat count for me. So thank you for doing that. I'd like to say thank you to Doug and the DPW worker for doing a great job. No complaints against anything so far. Winter's not here yet.
Thought.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody that came out tonight, to our meeting. Good luck to Ms. Morley, Dana, and the election coming up. And I'd like to say good luck to Tony and our campaign against for president of Rock County. Kurt, good luck. Yeah, good luck.
And for those people who don't know, we are nonpartisan. So don't go push Democrat or Republican and think you're voting for the village of Ross County. You have to vote for each individual person because we're nonpartisan. I don't think that's we're the only municipality, right? Oh, the only municipality to count, but the only, whatever, if you can vote that way here, which is wonderful. I think it's a great idea. I wasn't part of the council when that was adopted, but I like it. Because I don't look across the table and see somebody as a Democrat or Republican. I see them as a person. Okay, sorry.
Items for next agenda.
Just to let you know, we have a lot out of year-end, plans, calendars, fees to look at, capital improvement plan. Give you a summer wrap up on the ordinance, consultant, holidays, look at handbook, the contracts, you know, so we already have 14 or 15 different little things to wrap up here in December.
Okay, if there's no more, I'm looking for an adjournment. Can I get a motion?
We'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, first, can I get a second? All in favor, say aye. Thank you guys for coming to the village meeting.
no,